So yes, here we are outside in the beautiful Ring of Gullion, and on this amazing site, just to carry on I guess some of our theme on trees, on this amazing site there's been over 20,000 trees planted, along with some of the older trees you might be able to see in the background there, some of the prairie trees and different bits and pieces. And yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to use this space today to share with you our fourth message. And the concept we're going to look at today is I guess around calories. When we think about food, that's often where we go. But I want us to think about how we associate both exercise and food as very often just being about calories and how much calories we can burn and how much fat we can burn. However, not all calories are the same, and both food and exercise are about way more than just calories. So we often think about food in terms of the calorific value. There is so much more that our food gives us. So I really would love if we can make that shift to thinking about the nutritional value of the food that we're eating. A food that's quite high in calories may actually be full of other nutrients that we need as well. So of course it's always about balance, and we need to look at how much energy we're taking in versus how much energy we're using. However, to think about food solely from a calorie point of view really limits our whole relationship with food and with nutrition and with our bodies. So when we make that shift to thinking about our nutritional value, then we start to make choices from that place. We could have a very low calorie food that has absolutely no nutritional value. In fact, it's full of chemicals, and we're going to explore a little bit around that today as well. And exercise is also one of those things that we get so much more from simply than just burning calories. So we get flexibility, we get strength, we often get time in nature, we get movement, we get the production of endorphins. So there's really tons and tons and tons of benefits there for both the food that we're eating and the exercise that we're doing. I mentioned the chemicals that might be in our food. So from the end of World War II, it's estimated that we've added in something like somewhere between 70 and 100,000 different chemicals into our lifestyles, which is simply phenomenal. And in a very short space of time, our body will do a very good job at doing its very best to support us with all of those chemicals. And we have an amazing system built into our bodies that allows our body to detoxify and to make the most of the food that we're given it. However, I often think if we can make that job much easier, then we've got that energy for doing other things. So rather than trying to just focus on processing chemicals and breaking down the food that we're taking in, our body can use that energy to improve our metabolism and improve our energy levels, give us a better sense of well-being really. When we start to think about chemicals, though, we look at much more than just our food. So we can look at the things that the cosmetic products that we use, the cleaning products that we use, all of those things, anything that we put on or in our body we're asking our body to do something with. So it's really helpful if we can look at ways of reducing the exposure to chemicals in our lifestyles. And and to look at exercise way more than being motivated by simply doing it because we have to or because we should do it from the point of view of burning calories. We want to look at exercise from the place of, I want to do this because I love my body and I love the feeling that I get when I exercise. I love the fact that it's going to help me to live the longest and best life possible, and it's going to help with my flexibility, with my mobility, with my core strength, my balance, all of those sorts of things that are not just important to us now but are also really, really important as we get older. So our tasks for this week are the things that we're hoping to bring in that are going to help us to shift that mindset and make that mindset change and become more aware of our choices around food. Our first one, I'm going to ask you to cook at least 2 meals this week from scratch. So it doesn't matter how basic the meal is, just really cook it from scratch. If you can become a little bit more adventurous and cook from scratch and a more adventurous meal, then absolutely do that. Often the simple things are the best, so keep it really, really simple. Think about the nutritional value of what you're eating, and yeah, how that might impact your overall health and well-being. And then the second action is, I'm going to ask that you notice your food labels. So have a look at the ingredients on any of the packages or any of the food labels that you're buying, and just see how many of them maybe you recognise and how many of them you don't recognise. And that really helps you to connect with what you're putting on your body and in your body. So have a super week. I look forward to connecting with you at 9:30 p.m. on the Facebook Live chat, and we'll explore some of these concepts a little bit more.